He is a fifth grader from Garrity Wright Elementary School. He's here supported by his mom, Jessie DeVries, and our principal, Don Wicker. Brandon started in our district in preschool at the DeLacy Cross-Categorical Language Program. From there, he came to Garrity Wright and entered our resource program. He has been super successful. He is a student who happens to have autism, and in 4th grade, he realized that some of his friends were having trouble understanding him. So he and his mom decided it was time to share with his friends a little bit about autism, and Brandon is here to show you that presentation. Mr. Ricker, would you like to add anything?
So just a few things is that when Cindy had commented that she wanted to kind of bring this to this level, be able to have a child, be able to talk a little bit about autism and about some of the things that he goes through, you know, I talked to Cindy about what is the big idea, what are we trying to do with Brandon's presentation, and we talked a lot about that, and obviously Brandon has presented to both his 5th grade class and the other 5th grade class, and the idea is not to just obviously give kids or adults information, and I guess why I'm saying this today is we can read about autism, I guess, in a book, or we can see a video about autism in a show. But I think that really having a child be able to explain this or give a presentation through his eyes, I think is pretty powerful. And you'll see some of the things that you'll say, oh, that looks familiar, or I didn't know about that, and that is pretty powerful. I think the second message too is, for whatever it's worth, whatever disability or whatever the circumstances, how have we really highlighted that? How have we shared that information? You know, is it always in a classroom that is in the end of the wing, and we kind of talk about it every once in a while? And you know, luckily at my school, and you know, those that know me, I'm very proud of my teachers at my school and the things that we do. But the vision is, it's more than just that. It's the opportunity for others to say, is there other groups of children that maybe we should, you know, share that information and we should talk about some more, and not be afraid of it or be nervous about it, but really recognize that, embrace that, and then ultimately, I guess, not learn to live with that, but to acknowledge it and to say, we're all different anyways, so let's not be nervous about that. Obviously, there are some things that might be uncomfortable or might be different, but I guess there's things like that about all of us anyways. And so that's the second part, I think, right, Cindy, that I wanted to make sure that we shared. And I had said, Cindy, I know that this is great about presenting to like Brandon's 5th grade class and the other 5th grade class, but how wonderful would it be if we could, because this is something powerful, I believe, to be able to present that to a bunch of leaders, adults, teachers, anybody that is working with students, to be able to look at this from a little bit of a different perspective. One that's just not from a book or from a movie, but really from a child's perspective. So I just wanted to share that, and I'm very proud of Brandon and Mom, and I know it's hard and difficult, but he's going to do a great job, and I'm glad that he's here today. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say, Cindy. Is that right?
Thank you. Brandon and I will go through his presentation like we have for his peers, and the purpose is to show his peers how autism makes them the same as them and makes things a little bit different, give them a little bit of additional information about autism, and give them some tips. So Brandon and I will do our presentation. Okay. And they have it right there, so you can just go through each of your room. Okay. This is all about Brandon. Today, as we said, we'll learn about some things that are easy for Brandon, some things that are hard for him. We'll learn a little bit more about autism and how we can be good friends to Brandon. Brandon will share with you some things he's good at.
I'm good at helping people, especially little kids. I'm good at math. I'm good at drawing. I'm good at talking. Some people with autism have a hard time talking. I'm good at rock climbing. I'm good at being brave on rides.
When you look at that list, can you raise your hand if you think of any of your students or yourselves who are good at some of those same things? A lot. lots of similarities in the room. Brandon, which one of those are you most proud of?
Being brave on rides.
We have a great picture of that. We also talk a lot. Brandon's done some studying on autism on his own, and he came up with the idea that some kids with autism really have a hard time talking, and that's not me. I am awesome at it. So that's a strength that he's proud of as well. But here,
Here's a picture of me at the Mall of America. These are some of the things I like. I like t-ball.
share a little bit about your t-ball league.
In t-ball, you get some sort of buddy and stuff.
Brandon's a part of the Challenger T-ball division, and it just provides students with a little bit of extra support through an older sports buddy. So that's been a really successful program. You can see he's won many prizes through this.
I like our Nintendo 3DS. My favorite games are New Super Mario Bros. 2, Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games, Pokemon Rumble Blast, and even more games.
Is this similar to the students in your classes? Lots of video game players? It's always a hit when you talk with your peers about it, isn't it?
I like to play video games on the Wii and Wii U. 2 games I like on the Wii U is Nintendo Land and New Super Mario Bros. U. 3 games I like on the Wii is Kirby's Dream Collection, Netflix, and Poké Park 2 Wonders Beyond. I like to ride my bike and scooter. I like to go swimming. I like to take funny pictures with my DSi and our 3DS. I like my birthday and all the other holidays. I like to tell jokes and I like to have friends. Now let's hear one of my jokes. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Gorilla.
Gorilla who?
Gorilla me a cheese sandwich, please. So, what do you know about autism?
Would anyone be willing to share a little bit about what they already know about autism?
I guess that's why they're here. This is the spectrum. Every child.
Absolutely. Thank you. There's a spectrum that every child with autism looks different. A lot of times we say if you know one child with autism, you know one child with autism.
Many children that have autism have a lot of energy.
Definitely. Thank you. It's a good start, right?
Autism is a brain thing. So how do we get information to our brains?
We ask Brandon's peers, does every single person in this room get the information that you need into your brain? What are we doing to get our information?
By our senses,
Mm-hmm.
so very visual, smell, taste, hear, your 5 senses.
Absolutely. There are 5 senses.
For me, sometimes the fine symptoms get a little hard because messages come in too big. Sounds get too loud because my hearing is extra great.
Feels like this. So for Brandon, those 5 senses are just a little big. And one thing that he especially notices are sounds. And Brandon, what are some of the things that you do or you feel when sounds get a little bit too loud?
Cover my ears.
So can you let his peers know why he might be covering his ears or why he might need a break and just how that feels for him a little bit?
My brain has so much energy, sometimes words and ideas get jumbled up.
So Brandon receives the with words, but instead of coming in as clear and as organized, it might feel a little jumbled up, like this. But you can still probably see Brandon's message. Brandon wrote this message for you. Anyone decipher or unscramble this message for us? Go ahead.
Autism makes words and sounds loud.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's my message? Autism makes words and sounds loud. Sometimes all I need is a little extra time to think.
Brandon wanted to share with us here's a great strategy that helps him. It's just giving him a few extra seconds. No pressure, just waiting. He might only need 1 or 2 extra seconds. It might be a few seconds longer, but he just really wanted to let his peers know a way that they can help him without adding a whole lot of extra pressure.
Do you know of the sixth sense?
Yeah, the sixth sense too that Brandon shares about.
The social sense. Autism makes it harder for me to learn the rules for being friends.
We talked with the group about another part of the brain thing of autism is it's just a little trickier to learn how to be friends. It's harder to know what to say to a friend when you want to join a group. It's harder to know how to participate in the conversation, and it's sometimes harder to learn the rules of the game and learn all of those underlying rules that we know that sometimes people know.
What did we learn about my autism? Autism is a brain thing. It means your brain uses the 5 senses a little differently. Sounds can be extra loud. Words and messages can get jumbled up. Extra time to think is helpful. Learning the rules about making friends and keeping friends is hard. So if you want to be a good friend to me, you can sit with me at lunch. Talk to me about video games. You can remind me to ask you about your video games too. Help me get my things organized. Help me understand the rules of games in gym or out at recess. I like to play, but it's harder for me to know how. Use kind words to remind me of the rules of being friends. Remind other friends that it's okay to be different. Remember that loud voices hurt my ears. Give me an extra second to say my idea or understand yours. Invite me to play with you. Come sit with me at lunch or just hang out. I really like being in 5th grade. I'm excited but nervous for middle school too. Do you have any questions for me?
Questions are Brandon's favorite part, so if you have any questions, he's open to that.
Do you have any brothers or sisters? What are their names?
Colin, Alex, Kelsey, and Aubrey.
What do you like best about being in 5th grade?
I would say mostly all the parts.
I have questions then. You know, Brad, I wanted to know is that after you've talked with both your class and the other class, how have the kids been different, or how have they tried any of these strategies? Has it worked? Is it getting better making friends or having those kinds of conversations? I do wonder about that. How has that been?
It's been kind
Is there an example that maybe you could share? I don't know, I'm just asking him. We didn't prep this. I really want to know. Like, are kids talking, are they sitting with you more in lunch? Are they giving you some more time to respond, do you think? Still kind of hard?
That's why I bought VIP lunch passes, so that I can have someone to sit next to. Since Bridget's in other class, I can't sit with him at lunch.
Mm-hmm. At our school, we have for our reward system called Possum Store, and they can earn something, but we have something called a VIP lunch where Brandon then can invite 3 other friends to sit with him. And it's a good way that you did that, Brandon. I didn't know that, so that's good that you are doing that. But it's still difficult, and I think that's part of what we're trying to share is that even though he's trying to let his classmates know of this and these concerns, that it's still difficult. But I think through the awareness, right, I think it's going to help. I definitely think that kids appreciate knowing about Brandon and some of the things that they can try. So thanks, Ans. Thanks for answering that, Brandon. I appreciate
Who are
it.
your 2 closest friends in school?
Braden and Hope.
He's got 2 good buddies. Wonderful. And last year after we did this in 4th grade, we spent quite a long time sharing with the class about autism and did a number of activities. And his teacher did say that she noticed kids were saying, hey, even almost telling other kids, be patient for the whole class. Just reminding kids we use the key phrase, it's okay to be different, and we read some books about that. So last year in particular, she noticed a difference. This year we did a smaller presentation in the beginning of the year, and then we did another one mid-year, and we're really glad we did that. And we know it's important to continue talking with his peers and talking with his teachers and talking about the kids that work with him. Thanks, Bob.
Brandon, thank you for sharing your story. What's it like talking in front of all these people?
You like it?
Yeah, it feels really big.
Well, you're doing a great job, so thank you.
Thank you too.
We have just a couple pictures I wanted to share with you from last year. This is a picture of Brandon and his 4th grade teacher. And as I mentioned, we spent really quite a long time in 4th grade just talking with the whole class about the idea of accepting differences. And at the end, his teacher brought in a cake to celebrate all the work that Brandon had done with the class, and she had everyone's name on the cake. So that was really exciting. You want to add anything to that? Okay.
I can see my name in the corner, bottom left.
What color is it?
It's blue.
Oh, yeah.
And how do you think this cake looks?
Was it chocolate or vanilla? I can't remember.
It looks like chocolate at the bottom.
Love that. Yeah, it does. I probably have a piece of each, right? At the very end of the year, we had someone share this book with us called I Believe in Me, and the book just teaches kids different ways to affirm themselves, kind of share about their dreams, share about their skills, and just give themselves an affirmation. So every student wrote their own, and this is Brandon's.
I can feel free with my autism.
So as you can imagine, we were really proud of that and really, really happy. Brandon has done an amazing job, so join me in thanking him. Brandon, I wanted to give you an extra thank you for coming in on your day off. Brandon has no school today. Oh, we have one more question.
I'm sorry, I do have one more question. Hi, Brandon. I'm a middle school teacher, and I think it's really exciting for you to make that transition to middle school. Do you have plans on taking your program to middle school and doing the same thing with your new school?
Maybe. I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to see about that.
His IT team will help with that.
And then also, Brandon, it's really interesting that you are motivated to find out more about autism on your own. What made you want to do that?
I can't really remember.
Are you happy that you did that?
When we first decided that a good way to help Brandon with his peers is share with them about autism. Brandon really embraced that as part of him, and he has just taken it as a whole new interest. Mom says that's about the only books he'll read is books about autism, and he's constantly borrowing books from any of us, and anything that we can present to him with autism, he's really just taken ownership of it. He often draws the puzzle piece, which is a symbol for autism. It has become part of his identity, and it's just so very important to him that he shares with people that he has autism. He is so proud of it, and it's often the first thing he'll say when he meets someone new. So it's been just amazing.
Miss Otter?
I this year transferred to Gary Wright, and I've had the wonderful opportunity of working with Brandon every single day, and I have learned so much from this young gentleman. He has taught me amazing things, and he's opened my eyes, and I thank him every day, and we work well together, and I think him and I will work well the rest of the year, and he will keep teaching me more and more. So, Brandon, I thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, too.
You're welcome.
And I just have one more comment. I think, first of all, you are a very brave gentleman to be here today and do such a wonderful job. You know, so many other of your peers probably would not be as brave as you to be able to do such a wonderful job and speak in front of adults. But I have to know before you leave, because you're so brave, what roller coaster ride is your favorite?
The Superman one.
Thank you.
But I would say a lot of other ones, too.
Brandon, I'd like to thank your mother too. I can tell she's doing an awesome job of raising you. So thank you, Mom.
Thank you.